everybody welcome to another evening session of Free to Heal. And this is where we come together every week, formerly incarcerated loved ones, children, anybody affected by the ravages of mass incarceration. And we try to have conversations that help us to heal from those scars that we all bear, whether we were incarcerated or whether a loved one was incarcerated. There's definitely scars that happen. And so we come together. And tonight, we're very fortunate to have Terrell Tillman, who is the author of this great book, Formula for Success, Reentry 030. And he's going to facilitate tonight. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Tillman. And of course, as usual, as things come along, as I'm reading through what he's got here in this book, I may chime in and ask questions or whatever. And you all feel welcome to do the same, including you.
There ain't no way you can be quiet.
I'm not supposed to be quiet. It's my damn show.
Can't be quiet.
Do you think, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
like, no, I'm supposed to have something to say at some point. I got to move it along. I got to move the process along. But wait, Terrell, what about the week when you called it the Pike Show? I promise you, there's still no way that he wouldn't come out of that week and say that I didn't let him talk. He said, you never let me talk. You never let me talk.
You don't.
I never let him talk to let him tell it. But that's okay, though. That's okay. It's all right, though. I don't care what nobody say, including him nor Lionel. You see what I'm saying? I don't care what they say. Yes, I used to have to whoop him to get him to halfway behave, but none of it seemed to be working. So we're gonna move along with our program. Okay, exactly. So Terrell, go ahead and take it away, sweetie.
Oh, we got a Mr. Charles Truman just came in.
I see he's coming in. His audio's getting connected.
Yeah. We got you. How you doing, Mr. Truman?
Blessed, brother. How you doing?
Blessed. You want to check in before we go ahead and get started? Check in, Mr. Truman. What's going on with you? What's the latest and greatest?
Well, which one's that? I just returned from a visit back east to Ohio, and got to meet a lot of people I didn't know who swore they knew me. So, yeah, life is good, you know. I can't complain.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad to have you back with us. Glad you made it back safely. And go ahead, Terrell, take it away.
All right, cool. So, good evening, everybody. And first and foremost, I want to say welcome home, welcome home, welcome home to everybody who just came home. And as Maureen said, my name is Terrell Tillman. I'm the author of the book, See Behind Me, Formula for Success. I've done over 20 years in prison myself. Came out with this book to help educate the reentry population and people who work with the reentry population. And today, I chose the topic called surroundings, because surroundings, like I say in my book, your surroundings can have a great impact on your life, positively or negatively. You know what I mean? And sometimes we don't have a choice to, in the matter of where we going back to, or, you know, where we going home to. And everybody here is, you know, everywhere we go, it's a new surrounding. I mean, for myself included, because, you know, I was gone too, only been home almost 4 years this month. So everywhere we go in our surroundings is key to, you know, our livelihood, or, you know, everything we doing, us moving forward, being free. So I want to know, and I'm not gonna run this like Noreen does. I want to know from you guys. You guys are going to talk to me tonight, because I want to know how you guys feel about your surroundings, whether it be the halfway house, whether it be at work, whether it be going through public transportation or traveling in the store, whatever, because your surroundings is something that you have to fill out. You know, coming home from prison, everybody feels different about their surroundings. You know, no matter where you are, at home, whether you're in line somewhere, wherever. So I want to know how you guys feel and how you're adjusting to your surroundings. And I don't know if everybody is from LA or California or whatever, but yeah, I just want to know because, like I said, when you come home from prison, you're getting thrown right back into that frying pan. So whether it's somewhere where you come from or a new place, you go, a whole new state or city, you still have to get used to your surroundings, being that you're fresh out. So it don't matter if you was on the moon, you're gonna need to know where your surroundings is and how you feel in your surroundings. So I wanna know how you guys feel about your surroundings since you've been home. And since I'm gonna start with Michael because Mr. Hall be moving around. He's been out a little while. I'm gonna let Douglas listen in, so he can kind of see how it go. You know what I mean? But we gonna popcorn it around. I'm gonna popcorn it around because I want to know how y'all feel about y'all surroundings and how y'all making y'all transition because that's really, really important.
You starting with me?
Yes, sir. I'm starting with you, Mr. Volunteers of America, Mr. Eddie Parker.
Oh, the owl on your left shoulder, child. Of course, you're talking to you. Talking about who?
Who, me?
But yeah, my surroundings. Yeah, you have to be very aware of your surroundings because, like you said, the people who you run with or who you around or who you let around you can affect you. The things they do can affect you, or you just being influenced by some of the things they do. Early on, growing up, that's basically how I joined the gang because of the people I was hanging with, the guys on my block. And when they joined the gang, I joined the gang. So now I'm very aware of the people I hang around. I try to hang around like-minded people. I try to get to know people who are headed, who are already where I want to go. If they're successful at what they're doing, those are the people that I want to be around. I want to, learn how to be successful like them. Uh, so I'm very aware of my surroundings. Right now, I work for Volunteers of America. The type of work that I do is community intervention work. So I have to go into communities. I have to go into these gang communities, and oftentimes I'm confronted with challenges. But being like grounded in my religion, which is Christianity, my love for God, that helps me. I stay prayed up, and I try to talk to people that, like I said, like-minded people. I try to talk to my pastor. I try to talk to people in my church. I talk to people like Bernard Cooper, who runs an organization called Affiliate and Offender Recovery Program, and I'm a part of his organization. So those
Shout out to
type
my
of
brother.
individuals,
Shout out to the brother.
right? Those type of individuals help me to stay on track, help me not to get caught back up in a negative path. But like you said, Terrell, you have to be very aware of your surroundings because it can affect you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. I appreciate that. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Bernard Cooper as well. I've collaborated with that brother. We've been knowing each other since we was kids, teenagers. So running around over there. Look, and he was in there. He did 20-some years too. He has a few books out as well. He in them juvenile halls. He's serving the community as well. So
exactly.
He got
He's
the
also
brother
been a
Michael
guest
Hall in
at
the
Free to
game.
Heal too. He's been a guest at Free to Heal.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
Absolutely. I seen the interview.
Look, and I read all 500 and some pages of his book too. Let's give a shout out for that too. All 500 and some pages of it. The pancakes, hey, Doc, what was it? The pancakes on Sunday morning? Sunday
morning.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mr. Hall.
Yes, sir.
And, it's very vital that we continue to, pay attention to our surroundings. Mr. Terry, I know you be going to work. You in and out of traffic, going to work at home. How you faring? How you see your surroundings right now?
First 2 months was kind of hard for me when I got out of prison, but I adjusted real quickly. I got a hold of my family, friends, and relatives, and I met some good guys in here who helped me out over at the Budlong House. And we got associated really good until then. I got these groups. I got like 17 groups I finished. And all I got now is the 3 QI classes that all I have to do is go in, sign a paper, take a little test, walk out. And that's a good thing because I did 18 months of that. That was horrible. It was tore up. It was tore up. And anyway, I learned my lesson very well. You don't drink and drive. Anyways,
Okay.
then I finished up the other 2 classes and I got certificates on them. And now all I'm doing is the parole over on what was it? Oh, 6th Avenue. And once I finish that up, well, finish parole up, I guess I'll have to do my whole time because I got my right arm shakes a lot and I can't hold up for the lie detector test. But other than that, I'm doing good. I've been blessed by the best. I can't ask for anything less. 70 years old. I'm doing good. And I'm happy and healthy, and I'm, you know. And the other day I was riding the bus and got slapped on the butt with 2 girls, 2 older ladies, and it felt really weird. Other than that,
Wow.
So let me get this straight. You were sexually harassed on the bus? You were sexually harassed on the bus, Mr. Terry?
I got slapped on my
Cause see, I'm gonna have to get on the bus and start, taking off my earrings on people. They can't be, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't cool for me.
That was cool for me.
I know you ain't talking because
I am talking.
No, we're gonna start talking about what we trying to do for you for your birthday that you declined. But anyway, close your mouth, sir. He better hush.
Yeah,
he better hush over here. But that's too cute though, huh? See, I told you he was handsome from day one, didn't I?
I had 2 cowboys, 2 girls said, "Hey, cowboy, how about a date with us?" I said, "Hi." So
what'd you say?
2 girls had said it. Hey, cowboy, how would you like a date? I said, "Nah, I'm good."
Wow.
They were trying to take you down, Mr. Terry. They said you was fresh out. They're trying to get you.
Fresh meat, fresh meat.
Love it. I love it.
I just made my old age creep up.
I'm sure. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us because you didn't have to. Because I love that. That's cute. That's adorable.
Thank you, Mr. Terry, for sharing, man. They're just trying to take you down, man. They like hyenas out here, man. You got to watch out. They ain't playing. What's up, Mr. Sanders? You with us today?
Hello, peoples.
How you doing, man? You want to check in with us real quick? You want to check in for us real quick?
Right now, my feelings is all over the place. My truck just took a dump on me, so I'm feeling kind of real messed up. But other than that, I'm in a positive mode. I'm, progressing forward. MTA is making me look like a star. So hopefully I have a job in a little while.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. So we today we doing our topic is surroundings, and I'm getting feedback. I'm facilitating today. Miss Noreen allowed me to facilitate, so I chose the subject surroundings. So I wanted to hear what the brothers is, how they feeling about their surroundings since they've been home. So I wanted to hear from them so we can kind of give some feedback if need be and just kind of hear what people is at as far as they surroundings. So next we gonna go to brother Ruf. Oh, Ruf is on here? Or he not on here. We're gonna go to come on, Mr. Bradley. Come on, Mr. Bradley, because you in traffic too. Let's go. How you feeling about your surroundings, man?
I've been working and stuff, but surrounding is very important to me. I still got that prison mentality when it comes to my surroundings, because I'm always checking out everything around me, and because I was watching the fucking TV, the news. They had them people going out shooting up churches, shooting up every goddamn thing. So I'm always keeping my eye out for suspicious looking characters. And everybody's suspicious except for me, So I'm looking and people, I test people when they make eye contact with me, I speak and they'll speak. When I see people who don't look at me, I'm like, oh, something must be going on with this person, or you don't like me because of the way I look or something, And so it's like at work. When I was at work, the supervisor he told me to go work over there with the female side, where all the females at. And so I'm the only one of my color, there. So when I get over there, I'm talking to female. They speaking my language now. They're not speaking the other language. They speaking English to me, and we laughing and joking. And some of the dudes from the other side where I work at, they just have me peeking over there, looking at me, talking to female. I hear Poppy me like and all this shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable over here with these females than with them dudes over there. And the next day, or one of the dudes say, man, I seen you over there having fun with the females over there enjoying yourself. I'm like, yeah. I don't give a fuck if you motherfuckers got a problem with it either. Only thing you got is when you motherfuckers do is step out of line, I'm gonna do on you motherfuckers. Because my surroundings, when I first got that job, I knew they didn't want me there. And so I'm like, I'm there to work. I ain't giving a damn what you're going through or what you're talking about. Put my 8 hours on and bounce and shit. And so when I'm there, it's like in prison. I'm always aware of my surroundings. I saw one dude trying to show this other dude how to fight at work. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? He's trying to show him how to fight against me because I guess they the matador. I'm that big black bull running around. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I laugh at it because they all jokes to me because it's like, I came from an environment, 30-something year environment, a hostile environment, which you always had to have your head on a swivel. You got to feel the tension in the air. And that's what I do. Like I said, I went to Costco and my girl say, when we came out of Costco, she said, you act different now you got out of the store. I'm like, yeah, I'm always checking out people and stuff. But like I say, I ran across different people from different nationalities. It's real polite because, I like people. I like the company of different people because it's like a different world to me. And it's like your own movie because there's always something going on and shit like that. And I try to stay away from negative people. I can't be around negative people because that's the world I don't want to get involved in anymore. So it's like I don't hang out with nobody. If I mess with a guy, we gotta be talking business. If we ain't talking business, no, motherfucker, we can't. Ain't no hanging out. You didn't hang out with me when I was locked up, or write me or help me out when I was locked up. So if we ain't talking business, no. I love my people, but a lot of my people, so-called past associates, ain't shit. I had got with a couple of them when I first got out on the business stuff. I said, yeah, man, let's start a business for the community, rebuild the community. Them mother hubbard looked at me like I was speaking a whole nother damn language. I said, oh no, I can't even fuck with you, dude. You dudes on some negative shit, And it's like they look at me like I'm tripping because I got all this group shit therapy in my, going on. And I'm hitting them with certain shit, and they like, who in the fuck are you now? They thought I was gonna come out with this vicious, angry, revengeful mentality. I'm like, man, look, I blame myself for me fucking with you motherfuckers. And so how can I be mad at you motherfuckers? I was mad at myself when I learned how to forgive myself. I like to damn what you do. But like I say, I don't blame none of them. If they want to do something positive, hey, let's get together and do something positive. But like you said, surroundings, I go to the beach and stuff, Santa Monica and all that shit. And I love it because there's so many different people, different part of life doing their own little thing. It's like peaceful. I'm feeling this right here, being around all these different people. I ain't being around people who just look like me or talk like me, And a lot of times, like I say, when people make eye contact, they speak, smile and stuff like that. And some of them, we want to have a conversation and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm into, this positive meeting people. And so, like I said, like at work, there's a whole new different ball game at work. I don't know what the hell wrong with them motherfuckers, but it's like, if we work together, we get this job done, more peaceful and all this type of shit, but yeah, a couple of them just, I don't know. Some of them like me when they by themselves, but when they get around their little so-called partners, they act a damn fool, So I'm like, yeah, like I said, Terrell, when it comes to surroundings, it's very, very important to be aware of your surroundings because I didn't know my past associate was plotting on me so much. I knew it, but I didn't want to believe it. Oh, that's the homie. The homie ain't like that. The homie, shit, I got locked up and that homie showed me who they really was. So I'm like, I'm always trying to be aware not to make the same mistake. Always listening now to people. I don't just, hear them talking, go out one ear to the other ear. I'm like, no, I heard what you said, what you say. When they talk, they use certain words. No, what you mean? You got to, when it comes to words, I listen very carefully now because people say certain shit like, want to manipulate you or say something how they really feel about you, but you don't. I ain't gonna say you. I wasn't catching it at first. I didn't want to catch it, but now like I meet things head on. Somebody say something, I confront them about it in a peaceful way. I kind of ask you a question. So it's like I said, like you said, surrounding is very important to me. And that's the main key to survival. Because like I said, 33 years in the penitentiary and shit, you had to be aware of your surroundings. You had to feel if there's tension in the air. You had to watch body language, shifty eyes, and all that shit. But anyway, that's it. Thank you.
One of the things I just want to chime in right here. One of the things that you mentioned, Lionel, when you talked about when you first came home, being around the people that you had been around before, and you had done all of those groups and things that you had done, and it has come up more than once in group about the fact that you guys, particularly those of you who have done long periods of time, you guys did a lot of work on yourselves in groups. And the people that are out here have not necessarily done that. So they haven't done that self-help stuff. They haven't worked on themselves, their emotions, or understanding who they are or how to communicate and those things. So it definitely becomes a challenge for you to communicate with them. And because they're looking at you to be the same person that you were when you went into prison, which is another thing that, I say here all the time, is that whoever went into prison is not the person that comes out of prison. So that, they're looking for the old person. And Terrell, when I went to Folsom last week, I shared with them something you said, and you said it more than once, which is any of the homies telling you, I've been waiting on you to get out. Run, because what they've been waiting on you for. And you see how they laugh just like you did. They laugh because I said, I don't care if you've been here a year or 30 years. Look, run, because what are they waiting on you for? Anybody that's incarcerated, they've been surviving since you've been gone. So why were they waiting on you? But again, it goes back to the fact that you guys have had a lot of time to do groups and do self-help work. And not everybody in society is doing that kind of work on themselves. And that's the important thing.
Yeah, they just
wait 1 second. Go ahead.
They just want you to be the one that gets in trouble while they hide in the fucking back. And that's what they are. They're cowards, and they always want to pump somebody up, and they get in trouble, and these other so-called fucking friends hide off in the fucking closet, waiting for the next one to get out of prison.
Yeah, and instead of them
Yareen, see, I can't say that about everybody who say I've been waiting on you. Some people ain't got the leadership to do the positive thing, to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Some people they trust they're doing the right thing. And so some they say, I've been waiting on you because without you, I don't know the way to get there. I'm afraid to take the step that you are not afraid to take. So it could go both ways.
Absolutely. But more often than not, they be on that bullshit.
I'm gonna definitely speak to that too. I'm gonna definitely speak to that too.
Go ahead.
No, and basically, and that's why in the beginning of the book it says your surroundings can have a grave impact on your life, positively taking you up or negatively bringing you down, which is meaning what you just said, Mr. Bradley. Some people have certain skills. Some people that know you know that you have certain skills, and that what you bring to the table, you might be a great ally to what they're doing. And if you're someone who's doing positive things and have positive mindset and you change for the betterment and you have good leadership skills, organizational skills, communication skills, speaking skills, mentoring skills, whatever it may be, those are the things that, yeah, we welcome that, from that standpoint where, I've been waiting on you because we got this thing over here going on and now you can add to it, right? That's on some cool stuff. But we've been waiting on you so we can get this thing going back again like it used to be or how it was, and we finna do something new, astronomical now that you here, because we know you got the brains and the wit and all of that to push this line and get that yay and get that sack again, go get that bag. Absolutely not. So those is how the things you have to distinguish. And just like I say in my book, coming home to your environment where you know people and people know you, that's something that you're going to have to be strong enough and have your ego in check when you come across that situation. Because coming back home to an environment and people that you knew when you left and they knew you have to show them the new you. You know what I mean? And be comfortable in your surroundings, because everybody on the screen and did over 20 years in prison. So everything you come into in LA it's a whole different surrounding. It's the same place, but it's different things. And it's a different surrounding from all of the prisons you've been into all that time. The situations are different. You know what I mean? So you have to also grasp that. But that's a good thing that you pointed that out, Mr. Bradley, because the president say, I'm waiting on you to get this bag. That's a no-go, because you're probably trying to set me up. You're probably working for the police, straight up, and you just feed them to me. So you gotta always be conscious of that. Like I tell people, if anybody asks you to do anything illegal or get you anything illegal, tell them no, hell no. No, get away from me. You the police. Straight up. Keep it moving. But just check them off on your list, like not messing with them no more. Cut them off. Because they don't mean me no good. Period. Whether they the police or not. So we're gonna get to the next person, Mr. Rufus. And this is some good dialogue, because this is really letting us see where you guys are at, your experiences since you've been home. And this is what I want to get out, because sometimes we get on top of it and we don't share. We're kind of on a little time schedule, so try to make it not fast, but not slow neither. Let's try to, because I want to get everybody in Francisco's home to give me their chime in on how they feel about their surroundings. So go ahead, Rufus, you next. Go ahead. You're on mute. You're on mute. We can't hear you. You're on mute. There you go. I can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Can y'all got anybody hear him? I can't hear it.
I can't either.
You got an earplug? You got an earpiece in?
Ain't hear him.
We can't hear you. Connected to the car?
Yeah.
There you go. Speak up.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like what Mr. Hall just said in terms of being able to control our. Am I still there? Hello?
Yeah, you here? You just moved. You just moved around. You there?
Okay. I feel like what Mr. Hall said in terms of being aware of my environment. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm careful of the environments that I go into. But at the same time, it's like wherever I'm at, I bring me to that environment. And I bring my decision making to that environment. Whether it says, hey, this ain't for me and I'm out of here, or whether somebody offer you a drink and nah, I'm good, or something like that. But I try to control myself in my environment. You know what I mean? But the environments that are negative or high risk, I don't put myself in those environments. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't let the environment dictate me. I dictate how I behave in whatever environment I am. But for the most part, I don't put myself in high risk situations. I don't put myself in environments that can that can take me back to, prison, or just take me backwards. You know what I mean? So that's why I stay going to work. I stay doing something that I think that, well, for one, that's positive, and two, that's going to propel me forward and to reach the goals that I'm trying to reach in my life. So, but the bottom line, the whole bottom line is that I just bring my decisions and to the environments that I find myself in.
I find that to be awesome, because what it says is that you haven't given up your instincts that you develop. Like if you go into a situation and you realize, wait a minute, this don't feel right, your decision making will cause you to remove yourself from that environment. It's not that you cut yourself off from the world, but that you actually appreciate where you are and you listening to those instincts though. That's the key. One of the stories I always talk about, bring up often about instincts is actress Gabrielle Union. She was working in the store, working retail, and then when a guy came in the store, she said the hair stood up on the back of her neck and everything in her said, "Run, get out of here." But she didn't have any reason. There was nothing physically to cause her to do that. And ultimately, he raped her and her coworker at gunpoint in the store. She was like 18 years old, but she knew instantaneously when he walked in the door that there was something up with this guy, and she knew, her instinct told her move, but she didn't listen to it. See, she's probably too young to know. Right. But those of you that have done long periods of time in the prison, your life may depend on whether or not you respond to that instinct when it tells you move, shut up, do this, don't do that, whatever it may be. When you don't listen to that, we all have it. We all say, I should have listened to my first mind. Right. Yeah. What I want you all to know, that's the creator himself talking to you right from within you, telling you where to go, move, don't do this, stop. I'm with you. I need you to get out the way so I can protect you. So that's a huge thing for me, is that, and I want everybody paying attention. Listen to your instincts. James, did you have your hand up? You wanted to say something?
Yeah, like when we went to the little thing when last Tuesday, Diane kept asking me. She said, "You all right? You all right?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But I have a habit." She said, "What's that?" I said, "It's too many people, and I have to surveillance my surroundings to make sure that I feel comfortable." So a lot of times when I was doing, I have to know where every exit is. I have to know where every entrance is. I have to know where the biggest crowds are and who's in that crowd. Because in order for me to feel comfortable, I have to know that my surrounding is comfortable. If it's not comfortable, then
you
I'm not good at all.
Chair to put your big ass too.
Hey, I'm still trying to figure out how to bust a big balloon. Put them honey buns on the side of your head.
They gonna fight. They haven't had a chance to fight with each other in weeks, so y'all know it's going
down.
It's
going down.
And ultimately, what you're saying is basically what we teach in crisis management, is knowing the exits, the egress, where the high risk zones at, where the potential dangers, how to control your environment, how to know when the hell to get the hell out of there, and how many places where you can get out. The egress.
Right.
That's something I've been doing that even before I even was trained in TCI. And once I got there, we just professionalized it.
But it wasn't as, we was doing it, but we wasn't as tuned in and keyed in. Now we're more tuned in and keyed into a lot of things and a lot of surroundings. Plus, I was looking at, I had ran into, you was there. I ran into my brother, my cellmate, and he was like, "Man, I'm feeling the same thing you are." He said, "You peeped all the exits?" I said, "Already peeped it. When I walked through the door, I can tell you every last one of them is."
Yeah,
just in a matter of one sweep.
Yeah, and that's a trip, because me, you, Cheryl, Doreen, everybody that was with us probably did the same thing. We all did the same thing. We was like our little crew. We was all observing it. We was like the little observing everybody and everything type of thing. So, but that's how it goes. You know, I want to take my hat off to the brothers that's working in the community doing intervention. I done been down that road. I still do it a little bit now, but I kind of switched over more or less to reentry education now because I didn't put my work in, but I still do intervention with the kids because I still can relate to them and be relatable to them, and I still have influence. And that's something else that I wanted to say too, that what Mr. Bradley brought up. Sometimes people coming home from prison have influence in their community. So when people say they waiting on you, it's not always bad. And so but if they waiting on you to do some illegal activity, run.
And one of the things too is that there's an actual reason why people say that, whether it's for good or bad, and that is because oftentimes the skills and the talents that people possess can go either way, right? Yeah. So the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And those people who were let's just use the dope game as an example, right? People who were really successful in the dope game have transferable skills to be successful in most businesses. Why? Because the same thing that it takes to succeed in business, there's just principles, there's things you got to have that just apply no matter what the business is. You got to be willing to work the hours nobody is willing to work. You got to be able to be on post when nobody else wants to work. You got to make sure you had the best product. You got to make sure you advertising properly and people know about your business and your product or whatever. All of those things were dope game as well as regular business. So just understand that there are a lot of transferable skills, and the people who were the smartest and the brightest and the best and brightest in the dope game that wound up incarcerated for decades at a time, they still have that intelligence. Just the same as they didn't want to arrest the dummies that's going to come and go in and out of prison all the time. They were looking for the ones that were smart. Okay, they're the ones they really wanted, because the other ones they knew they were coming back, right? Based on their behavior and their track record. But all of the skills that you have, the gifts that you have, you use them in anything that you do. And we all have them. So it does become a thing where, yeah, you'll see that the people who were successful in the streets will likely be successful in something else. Me and my coworker have this saying, if only they could use their powers for good, because there's so many people who have so many talents and they spend so much time scheming and stuff like that and coming up with stuff. It's like, why didn't you use that power, that intellect, or that knowledge to do something positive? It could have been much more successful. But anyway.
It could just be a person who bring the people together, who are a person that they see within like the peace, the unity you bring to the table of people, because they, like you said, people listen to you and they respect you in the way this person trying to do the right thing for. It ain't got to be you got money or you got this or you got that. This is who you are as a person, a positive attitude that want to see people come together as a whole. And that was one of my main things. Even though I was a fuck up, but I'd rather have a peaceful community than a community of terror, because that's the only way I could get a peace of mind. Because even the hardest dude, the hardest killer, wants some place they could go where they could be at peace. Everybody don't want to be going to war with people, shooting, look behind their back, somebody shooting them. Everybody who committed crime, most of them, they want that peace of mind. They want to go somewhere where they can relax and have fun, enjoy themselves. Just like I was not when they had what's that thing called when all the gangs came together, peace treaties and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I heard how all them dudes was having so much fun and joy going to different communities and stuff like that. And this is what a lot of people are looking for, but they don't know how to get that. So they look for someone who could bring that back to me personally. That's what I look for.
Mike wanted to say something. Wait, hold up. Go ahead.
You know, most of you know I did 36 years inside. And most people, I'm not saying I'm something different than most people, but if I listen to a guy talk for 5 minutes, I'm gonna tell you something. I pretty much got that person figured out. You know, it's the way I survived.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it was an instinct you developed.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people wouldn't talk to me because I don't know why, but everybody says I look mean.
But you is mean, honey bun.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
You do.
But you know what? I like it when I go into a market and I get in line and the person in front of me is a different race. Without here, it's like 99%. But they look at me kind of funny, and the first thing is I say is, "Hi, how are you doing?" And that whole facial thing with the way they were looking at me changes, because I know it's easier to be kind and easy, and it is to stick your chest out and say, "Man, I wish you'd move on," you know, or something like that in the line. And I learned that out here. I didn't learn that inside, but I'd rather be happy and say good morning to you and how are you doing, and to say, huh, you know?
Right. Yeah, because it definitely makes a difference. You know, a lot of times how you respond to things makes a difference. Patrick, I see you shaking your head. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, it's interesting that we're talking about surviving being out here from what we were. I've gone to 2 different colleges and I have to interact with people and I have to get supplies, and then you got to go to DPS and Social Security. And I found this last year, things aren't easy, but they're easier. It took me a whole year to get used to college my first year. And then I was taking some extension classes at another school, and that took me 6 months. Like I told you a couple of weeks ago, some contractors classes opened up, and I went to a different school for that. And I'm just amazed that if you're social with people and you treat them in the environment that you're in, like going to college or going to the store or doing whatever you're doing, you go to Home Depot and you say, "Oh, are you building something?" People are more accommodating and more comfortable with you, instead of, you know, being like a pheasant or a bird or a bull and putting your chest out there and frowning. You don't need to do that. But it's just amazing that we are becoming more comfortable, but are we ever? For me, I'm not going to be 100% comfortable because of prison and because we know the real world. You know, we know 9/11, and we know, you know, things happen in California. There's earthquakes and there's traffic. You know, you have to be aware of that, but you still have to be willing to, and this is something that you, Noreen, and we talk about all the time. You have to communicate with people and from time to time express your feelings. And like you said, if the hair on the back of your neck rises or you're uncomfortable somewhere, don't be there. But if you're comfortable with somewhere and you're familiar with things, then be there. Do what you need to do. You know, the whole thing for us as returning back from federal prison or state prison or even probation, it's just interacting with what we have.
Yeah, that's most definitely it. I mean, you have to interact because you're gonna be in some surrounding environment wherever you at, and as long as you're projecting that positive energy, being social, communicative, social, and cordial with people, you expect it and you should get it. But even if you don't get it, you're not going to respond in a negative way because you already didn't put your olive branch out there. You communicated positively and peacefully towards whoever you're around, and you're not projecting a threat to them. You know what I'm saying? So you know to move on when you say hello, how you doing or whatever. They ain't trying to conversate. You already know where you stand at, right? Right, Pat?
Yeah, that's what bothers me. is too many people I've noticed in society, they're afraid. So when you say hello or you get up and let someone that's more handicapped than you sit down, it goes a long way to making the people around you more comfortable. You know, other people around you say, oh, he was nice to that person, or that person was nice to them and they said thank you. A lot of people don't say thank you for common courtesy. You know, we talk about that. It's not about respect, it's about common courtesy and functioning in society.
Look, this is something I want to read out of the book that I just seen that coincide with that. And it says, make no mistake about it, you do have to be conscious of your surroundings and distinguish what's the best choices to make or routes to take. But you always have a choice in the matter once you are back in the free world society. And it also said, excuses are just procrastinations and symbols of fear. So please don't allow your surroundings to drive you into the ground like a gopher to where you're scared to peep out the hole. So we got to get out here. You know, this the real y'all. This is where it counts. So when we out interacting in communities and different surroundings, we got to be vibrant. You know, we got to be confident. We got to be conscious and aware of what's going on. You know what I mean? And that'll, you know, it's not gonna happen overnight. You know, I went to the thing the other night with them. It wasn't nothing supposed to be celebrity people. I'm still like I'm in prison. So, and I've been out almost 4 years and I'm still like that. So certain things not going to go away and certain instincts we always going to keep, you know what I mean? But don't, like I say, be that gopher and stuck in the hole, scared to come out, you know what I mean? Because we got to live. You know, we out here living now. This is where it counts. And half the people, 99% of the people don't even know you. You ain't matter to them. So don't take it personal, you know. Pay attention because like Mr. Brad said, there's some weirdos out here. So always pay attention to what's going on because, you know, you might can stop something or you might get on. You know, if something ain't right, I'm out of here. Ain't no sense of me telling somebody because I can't control it. Let me go. Remove myself from the situation.
But the good thing is, like you said, is don't become a gopher. Put your, you know, like go in a hole and never come out.
No.
You gotta, you know, you spent enough time in isolation and living, you know, in a very restricted environment and restricted circumstances. So please, by all means, get out and enjoy life.
Let your light shine.
You see what I'm saying? And I want to make sure, Terrell, if you do, make sure we get the two guys that are new in particular.
Yes. I want to come to them now.
Awesome.
Mr. Douglas. Are you with us?
Yes. Mr. Yes.
No, Mr. Willie.
Yes.
We're gonna let the new people speak real quick, and we're gonna.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna get right back to you. We're gonna let Mr. Douglas. He's been out 4 months after doing 28. We want to see how he feel about his surroundings.
Yeah. How you guys doing? Those are some excellent feedbacks on that, on surroundings. I guess I experienced it a little different, coming from a more, I don't know, richer area. I come from Thousand Oaks and Ventura, and so I'm way out of my element.
Boy.
Yeah. I'm way out of my element here in South Central. But I've always prided myself in being adaptable. Something I learned in prison. You know, got to be. That's my people. The type of people I've hang around now in prison is like the people I'm seeing out here. Almost like I'm even hanging out with some ex-prisoners that I did time with. For actually, most of my friends are ex offenders, whatever. So I mean, I'm blending in a way that it feels like I know what I'm doing. You know, I went from bus riding to being in those type of environment or that enclosed environment type, and now I'm driving and it's the wild ride every day. You know, so
you say drive. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you because these people can't drive out here, boy. It's an adventure.
Yeah, so I've been Ubering and stuff, and so I'm really getting a lot of mileage and learning how to drive, which is it's defense mostly, but you got to be offensive just to avoid shit.
Get away, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, my loved ones are by me and everything, so it kind of like levels out how I feel about being away from the other environment. And I learn from everyone around me in here and in the house, and at the main home house, I talk to them all the time, and they help my transition. And then I've been in the uh, reentry places that help you out too. So I mean, I get a lot of help along the way, and just making it work. You know, about it.
And that's a beautiful thing that you said that, because you're in a place where people is helping, you know what I mean? And that's a surrounding that, that's a blessing to be in, because some people go to places and ain't none of this. Ain't no free to heal. Ain't no, community to talk to and get feedback. They just coming and going. People doing everything under the sun and running about the joy. So this environment and surrounding is healthy for you. It's healthy for you to grow. And this is a community. We're a community. So you in now. Tag, you in now. You can't go nowhere. You locked in.
Yeah, I've been adopted.
And just take it,
come on, bro.
take your time, it's a
Tag
day by
in.
day thing. You've been out 4 months out of shit, 28 years. That's like they ain't close your eyes.
It was good though, whatever it is.
Yeah, but thank you for the feedback, and we look forward to seeing you next week as well, Douglas. Because we bring it here. We bring in the information, we share, and this is a platform to where everybody's relatable, so nobody's out of place or judged. So this is what we bring to the table: information and resources. So, Mr. Truman, I want to get to you before we get ready to close out. So, how you feeling over there? You got to. Okay, you go.
Like I say, I am blessed. I haven't had too much of a problem adapting to my surroundings because I don't know. I guess I'm a natural for being aware of anything and everything that's been around me. I started way back in juvenile hall, putting on airs and what have you, and being aware. So it's a part of my characteristics now to be aware of my surroundings. However, I find that in certain situations, I have to be more vigilant and go back to my, lockup days, and calling upon certain things that make me feel safe. I walked, I don't know any people, if everybody's familiar with South LA, but I walked from 54 to 88 last week.
54th and what? What street? What street you went down?
54th in Vermont.
Oh, you went straight up Vermont?
No. I went 54 from 54th in Vermont over to Slauson, over to Broadway, and Broadway down to 88th.
Okay.
So
wow,
I encountered quite a few individuals on my walk, and
I'm sure you did.
I wasn't taken aback by any of them. Like when I walked through the sidewalk sitters, 9 or 10 brothers sitting in chairs on the sidewalk, I spoke. How's the brothers? 1 or 2 might speak. I keep on pushing, Some of them don't speak. I keep on pushing, but I'm going to be respectful, and never got to the point of my cousin taught me something when I came into Pelican Bay, December the 17th, 1989. I opened up Pelican Bay. I was on the second bus. And he told me, said, don't ever let anyone walk up on you and you don't see their hands. So that's something that I, kept through all of my prison years. And I also keep up now. If somebody, is walking towards me, and, like you say, you could feel things. If I can't see their hands, I go into a defensive mode. I might try to, walk on the curb or something, walk around them, give them the space.
Yeah.
But, it's definitely, something that you have to be aware of out here, I was coming from a doctor's appointment and had a guy just out of the clear blue. Hey, you homosexual, you faggot, get off the street, But I could see his hands, so I didn't feel threatened. I let him go on and do what he was doing. I did what I was doing, which was going about my business. Yeah. So the environment, is sometimes challenging and sometimes, mysterious. I'm having to resort to some of my groups because I'm having buttons pushed in a relationship. And I have to constantly tell myself, hold it, that's a trigger. And what do you do in triggers? I just yesterday, I blocked, this problem, on the phone. So I'm dealing with it, in a very knowledgeable and I'm not going to say easy, but intelligent way, as opposed to the way I used to deal with it, because it cost me 35 years the way I used to deal with it, so I'm in a good
power,
place.
Mr. Truman. Knowledge is power. And now that you know a different way is why it's working for you, right? You know what to do. You know what not to do. And so that knowledge is power that you have. And I'm glad that you're...
and I know when to get away from the problem too, I know how to, I can't solve that. I can't control it. I can't make it better. I got to let it go.
That's right.
Even though it's good.
Yeah, and one thing about it, you know yourself, and that's the key. You know yourself, you recognize the trigger, and you had a coping mechanism to deal with it, as opposed to triggering off. You realize, 35 years, that's how, acting on impulse and doing what I used to do got me that. So now it ain't being scared, it's being smart.
That's right.
That's what it is, being smart.
Because guess what? Anybody could be a knowledgeable fool, but a wise man makes great decisions.
That's
what I'm saying? So you could be all the knowledge you want, but if you ain't making good choices, you a fool.
That's right.
Your choices make you a wise man, not the knowledge you have, but the choices that you make.
What you do with it, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, what you do with what you make. Do, what you know.
Yes. Smart motherfuckers. All right, so how much more time we got, Marina?
It's 7:15 now. We really over for some folks, but we still got Darius and we got Mr. Steffens, and nobody here, has really spoken. So, but I just want to.
We got Darius and Coronado as well, as Oscar as well. Yeah. Yes.
Gary, I'm gonna check
and Mr. Willie. So, did we want to get him in before we go?
Yeah, you guys want to go ahead and you guys want to, chime in. Let's start with you, Darius.
All right. I can say what Mr. Truman was saying, I'm over here in the same area, 54th and Vermont between Hoover, and for me, it's seeing the homeless people and trying to navigate through that area, because I've seen a few times where homeless people attack people. So when I'm walking, when I was walking, I used to always, make sure, I'm not trying to get in their space or whatever. Now I bought me a little scooter. I just zip on by them now, to avoid all that. I jump on a little bike lane and just toot on by. Hey, how y'all doing? To keep the line going, But it's I did 29 years and I just got out in February, and I used to know landmarks and know areas. Now it's like, oh wait, what's okay? This area
ain't there no more.
Wow, yeah, it's like, okay, dudes used to hang on this street. Now they're not on this street no more. It's different.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest change for me getting accustomed to was like when I was over my grandfather's house in his street. How it's just blossomed into this big neighborhood, and I'm like, people jogging, people walking dogs. At first, there was none of that going on. people got koi ponds in their front yards and all kind of stuff like that. And to me, you know, that shows, you know, the change that the community went through. And then that just told me myself that, you know, because like someone said earlier, you know, we getting out of prison as a new person, but not as the same person as we went in. So that's kind of like helping me integrate myself into society now, you know. So, you know, I'm just thankful to be out. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got. So I'm just thankful to be out.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oscar?
Let's go, Oscar. You got to take yourself off mute. There you go.
He turned the camera off.
Oh, wait a minute. There you go. The other one with the line through it. See the thing pushed out with the line through it.
You see it? I'm gonna ask you to, and then something will pop up. Did something pop up?
You can unmute
right now.
Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, now I hear everybody say, you know, I agree. Everybody had different way. I still use the tool where I use in prison. I will be aware who's around me. I don't like to be around people lying or two-faced, you know. I like to avoid those people. I learned from prison to choose my own people. People not drinking, not do drugs, you know, because I don't want to go back to prison. I don't want to no trouble. Right now, I don't have too many friends. You know, my life right now, it look like it's more easy. My friends is all in prison. The people I left over there, I cannot have communication with them because my parole officer told me I cannot write and I cannot talk to them. But right now, I just have like 3 or 4 friend Asian people, and they always took me to the Asian market. And every time we go to the Asian market, a lot of Asian people. I like everybody. I get along with everybody. I'm not racist people. But over there, and when you go to the Asian market, they don't even say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry. I need to be aware who's around me." My Asian friend always told me, "Hey, I'm sorry, like the way they're acting with you, but you need to control me." In the beginning, I used to say, "Excuse me." My female friend told me, "Hey, check yourself. Don't say nothing because a lot of people can react aggressive with you." And now I had to be aware of what I had to say. I need to control myself because I used to respect people. If I make a little mistake or make bad decision, I would say, "I'm so sorry, I apologize." My Asian people in market, they jump on you no matter what. Did you choose a fruit? They jump on you. They want to take the fruit from you. They don't say, "Excuse me," or "I'm sorry," whatever. You know, but I laughing. I used to get mad when I used to go to those markets. I control myself. First of all, I had to check myself before I be around people. Before I had to check around people. But I had only 4 people right now. Only 4 Asian people took me to the movie theater, restaurant. But they give me good advice. You know, I'm very happy to have those people because they are the one who support to me. They are the one who help me in everything, you know. But every time they took me to Costco, oh man, a lot of hairs too, because a lot of people just pushing you. It's a lot of traffic inside Costco store, always full, you know. But like I have to control myself. I have to be aware of myself now around people. That's what I can say.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank
Oscar.
you.
You have to control yourself. Let that PTSD kick in, huh? That anxiety, huh? That's right.
Exactly. I like that conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Steffens.
Yeah, this is such a deep subject. And I was just wanting to say, if we could talk about this next week, because my comments would take a little longer than 5 minutes. And what I would like to do is maybe speak on it next week.
Your mic not on, Maureen.
Yeah, that'll be fine. And check in. You can come back to it, and we can get through what it was that was on your mind tonight, and check in. And that's just a good thing. That means that we're touching into something that is relevant for you. And here at Free to Heal, that's really our only purpose, is to try to be of service to the people that are in the group, which is why it's so important to me that I'm always trying to get you guys to do what Terrell, did tonight, which is get you guys to give the input too, because that's where I learn a lot. And I just think it's a much more interesting conversation, but it's definitely a good thing. Y'all know the peanut gallery over here. He's starting stuff, you know what I'm saying? He trying to get me to go there, y'all. But look, let me tell you this. I'm going into Folsom tomorrow.
I'll put a head on.
So this is the thing. I'm going into Folsom. I'm not trying to be an inmate nowhere, okay? And so I'm not gonna let him cause me to do what I would do with this thing here, right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna put it down over there. Act like it ain't there. You see what I'm saying? Now he gonna get close to me talking about I'm weak. You see what I'm saying? See, this is stuff. This is how it go. But look, we here free to heal. We trying to stay. The only reason I want to go into Folsom tomorrow is to help. I ain't trying to stay in no penitentiary more than a few hours at a time. Y'all understand me? Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, and that's what we do here at Free to Heal. Is we're here to help each other understand and help each other have conversations. Miss Di, I just want you, because you on Zoom, I want you to chime in anything you want to say before we go.
Oh, I want to say, for the people that haven't been incarcerated, like myself, Terrell, I really enjoyed the topic tonight. You have to make better choices for yourself in life as you grow and mature, to figure out the bad places you put yourself in and the bad decisions you make for yourself.
Thank you. Awesome. Anybody in the room want to say something?
Yeah, y'all have a good night, and if you got extra money, we
ain't sending you nothing.
Go get that baby.
Y'all knew it had to come in somewhere along the way, didn't you? I want everybody to give Mr. Terrell Tillman a hand. Thank you guys so much for being here. Did you want to say something, Cheryl?
Thank you, Terrell. We were honored when you facilitated.
Thank you,
so
Cheryl.
We're here at Free to Heal every week. We come here so we can heal the ravages of incarceration. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out. Look at our videos. Make comments. Tell us any topics that you want us to discuss. And we will be back with you guys next week. Deuces.
Everybody be safe.
All right.